If you have not watched Alice in Borderland yet, then do check it out. In the UK, it's available on Netflix. But if you have seen it and therefore are not fussed about spoilers and want to know my rankings of the games, then this video is all about the season 1 games. In 6th place, it is Distance, and that's the one where they're all in that, the underground tunnel, and they have, as they get further away from the bus, the distance on their phone increases. And for me, I think, it's a good little bridge between Arasu losing Shota and Karabe to their next journey, going to the beach, etc. And, really about Usagi making him see that life, is worth fighting for. But the actual game itself just didn't really do anything for me. The gameplay and even most of it for the storyline wise just wasn't really there. I think it's probably one of my weakest ones of all 3 seasons, to be honest. In 5th place, it is Dead or Alive, and this is the very first game that you showed on there. And I think for it being the first game, it's a good little introduction into what the Borderlands are like, how dangerous it can be, and what have you. And I think it's a great little teaser just to get people started. But in terms of the game itself, isn't really that much. I think I do also like that we're seeing, okay, Arasu's actually quite intelligent. He's got a lot of logic there. That's something that we keep seeing throughout the whole series. So I do like it as a whole, but it doesn't really do much. In 4th place was the tag game. Now, what I liked about it was the fact that this was an introduction to some of the main characters that you'd see throughout the whole series, such as Usagi, which is great. It was also a good game in itself. This is something that you can do, obviously, in real life without the consequences. And what I also liked was the fact that it told us as viewers that the players, the people who are the taggers in these games, are actual humans themselves, and that if you as the players win, they unfortunately die as well. So that really adds a whole other element to it. Excuse me. But as far as the game just goes, it's just a game of tag, so there's nothing overly thrilling about it, but as a whole, it's still great to watch. 3rd place was the hide and seek game, where at the end, unfortunately, we lose Arasu's friends, Shota and Karabe. And it really is something that shows how intense these games can be, the fact that there are possibilities that it will be impossible for everyone to make it out alive. The games that we'd seen so far, there was a way for everyone to survive, except for, like the taggers in that case. But it really then goes into survival mode. We got to know Shibuki, I think her name was, where I formed this lovely relationship with Shota, who then completely turned into, no, if there's only going to be one survivor, I'm going to be it. And I don't really blame her for that. But it is quite intense, really. And you don't expect these 2 big characters to be killed off in the series that early on. I think it's just episode 3 for that challenge. There's a lovely twist that they've got on there. A great game overall. In 2nd place is the light bulb game. For me, I just love the actual game itself. It's a great riddle. Once I finished watching it, I showed that riddle to both my partner and my parents, trying to get them to have a guess at what they would do. Obviously, they didn't get it. I wouldn't have got it either. But I really like that. And it's a lovely, great moment showing, again, Arasu, what he can do, and the fact that they were testing him. I know in some ways, in terms of all the rest of the games, it's very subtle. But I actually just really enjoyed watching this one. Which leaves 1st place for being witch hunts, so the main one at the beach where they're all involved. And this is brilliant because it's labelled as a hearts game, I believe, but it really could just be a simple diamonds game. If you had people like Anne just going, right, bear with, let us just try and work out who the witch is, then no one else has to die. And but of course, the game masters know exactly full well, you put them in this situation, they're going to turn on each other, which is exactly what they did, and unfortunately lost so many players in this. It's the whole series is so great on playing on psychology, and once that fear sort of sets in, apologies if you can hear my guinea pigs in the background, they were sort of running around all over the place. But anyway, but yeah, as a whole, I just think it's a really, really clever game. Great character moments in there, finding out like Queena's background, for instance, and just I think a fantastic game to end really season 1.